UFC Fight Night 168 is just wrapped up. Here is your full mount MMA recap. To kick off the main card, Riddell defeated Magomed Mustafaev via split decision. Riddell is now riding a 5-fight winning streak. Israel Adesanya reacted saying, "Welcome to Quake City." John Anik tweeted, "Huge W for Riddell. Mustafaev is no picnic. Point-proving win and a great fight." And here is Riddell celebrating afterwards.
The locker room. There you go, rehydration.
That's why he's smiling. That's the first time I've seen him smile all week.
Breathe.
Oh, hang on.
Sank it.
Rogerio de Lima defeated Sosoli via TKO in the first round.
Face punching.
Oh! He's gone down! The referee's jumped in and stopped it!
Big knockout!
Wow!
For de Lima.
Xiaonan defeated Karolina Kowalkiewicz via unanimous decision. Jan has not been beaten in 11 fights, and Karolina is now on a 4-fight losing streak. Crute defeated Michal Oleksiejczuk via Kimura in the first round.
Let's see how that angle works. He's really
Yes, that's a tap! Wow!
It is another submission win for Crute inside the octagon.
And for the main event, Dan Hooker defeated Paul Felder via split decision. After the fight, Felder said that this may be his last fight.
He busted me up pretty good, and that might be it for me.
I want the battle of the highlight reel. I want Justin Gaethje next. Let's go.
Here's some reactions from the MMA community. Khabib Nurmagomedov disagrees with the decision and says, "I think Felder." Brett Okamoto tweeted this photo and says, "Man, the look on these guys' faces as the scores were being read, both gave it all they had and had so much on the line. Waiting to hear the result of 3 scores after weeks of work. Intense stuff." Luke Thomas says that was completely brutal. Hooker and Felder were 2 fighters on the verge of top 5 status. They dared to be great here. Felder could have easily gotten the nod. I'm filled with respect for these two. Felder says he might be done. He misses his kid. As a new dad, I feel that. Megan O'Leary says, "Well, Paul Felder, if this was your last dance, it's always been an honor to watch you compete and cover your fights. I know whatever decision you make will be the right one for you and your family. See you in a few weeks." And Dustin Poirier says that was a close one. Throughout this past week, there have been some big fight announcements, starting off with Valentina Shevchenko defending her flyweight title against Joanne Calderwood on June 6 at UFC 251. Valentina is coming off a 3rd-round TKO victory over Caitlin Chookagian. Joanne Calderwood is coming off a decision win over Andrea Lee. Next up, we have Chris Weidman making his return back to middleweight against Jack Hermansson on May 2nd. Weidman is coming off a KO loss to Dominic Reyes. Jack Hermansson is coming off a TKO loss to Jared Cannonier. Mauricio Shogun Huo meets Lil Nog at UFC 250 on May 9th. Shogun is coming off a draw to Paul Craig, and Nogueira is coming off a KO loss to Ryan Spann. Henry Cejudo and Justin Gaethje send a message to Conor McGregor.
So I have a message for you. Or better yet, we'll let Justin Gaethje give the message for you.
Triple C, the man is not going to fight me. What the do you gotta do? He's running out easy fights. I'm sitting here, smoking my CBD, waiting for a mother to punch me in the face. Let's go. Quit being a
Damn, there you go, McGregor. Sign the contract.
Jan Blachowicz on Ariel Helwani's MMA show speaks on his recent victory over Corey Anderson. Jan also says that he will wait to fight until he gets the title shot against John Jones.
I took the rematch, we win against Corey, in beautiful way, and maybe I'm gonna be next contender for the title shot. So, yeah, amazing feeling. Yeah, we believe in that we can finish him really quickly, but I think so that's gonna happen in 2nd round, not in 1st round,
Okay.
But was in 3rd round, so better for me. Yeah, right counter or left counter, that's what I would want to do in the fight. Was right hand. With Drew Cockroach was left hand, this time right hand. Good for me. Yes, I always want to win the fight in good way, but sometimes it's not possible, because every opponent is a little bit different. But I always want to, make a good fight and win in a good way. But sometimes it's difficult. But in this fight, I don't always some kind of pressure, But I know how to, my head is, ready for pressure, and I know how to work with that. I think I did enough. I proved that I deserve. When I'm, beat Corey, now I'm one of the best in the world. So I'm the next one who deserve for title shot. I will be angry a little bit, but if they make this fight, so I'm gonna wait for the winner of the revenge. But I believe that I'm gonna be the next one.
Jorge Masvidal in a recent interview speaks on Leon Edwards. He says that he will definitely fight him if he beats Tyron Woodley. Speaking to Submission Radio, he went on to say if Leon wins the fight, it's going to happen. Me and him are definitely going to fight because now he's a very strong candidate for the fight. If Woodley beats Edwards, Gamebred isn't interested in that fight because he and the former champion have a good relationship. In the case of Woodley, if I had to pick a guy I wouldn't fight, it would be him. That's not a guy that I want to fight. But if we're going to fight, if we're both in a position for the belt, yeah, we'll do it. And there'd be no heat about it. Afterwards, we'd go hang out, eat food, talk shit. Me and Woodley have a really good relationship and we see things really similar. It's just business, it's nothing personal. Michael Bisping on the Believe You Me podcast speaks on John Jones' win over Dominic Reyes. He said it was a close fight, but not a robbery.
He lost that fight, and listen, a lot of people want to shit on Jones. They want to talk shit, but you know the mental stress it takes to go into 15 world title fights, one after the other, against the number one contender, against champions, the former champions, one after the other. It is not an easy thing to do, and he continues to pass the test. Now, I'm standing there and saying, Reyes won that fight, but it was a close fight because the last 2 rounds, they were Jones. Right, so at the very best, it was 3-2. And a lot of people, I'm looking on social media this morning, all over Twitter, a lot of people are saying they've watched the fight back without commentary and they give it to Jones. I haven't done that. I haven't watched it back again. I made my opinion on the night. If I watched it again, maybe I would change it. But my impression on the night, exact same as you. He won the first 3 rounds, but still, round 4 and 5, Jones walked him down, closed down the octagon. And I'll tell you what, Jones never really got hit that many times super flush. You got to give Jones his credit for his defense. Right? His defense is fantastic. Always had a hand there. Whenever he connected, it was kind of partially blocked or something. The strikes never got through that clean. Of course, there was a few that did, but for the most part, a lot of them were semi-blocked. So Jones is very, very good defense. He walked it down in 4 and 5, and he turned it around. I thought Reyes won, but it wasn't a robbery. It wasn't a robbery. That term gets used far too much. That was not a robbery. That was a close fight that I feel the judges got wrong, but it wasn't a robbery. Reyes went out there, did exactly what he needed to do. I mean, come on, look at them two when they squared up. Reyes is a big dude. Of course, Jones has fought big guys before, but he's a big, strong, athletic guy. Yeah, he looked bigger. And I tell you what, the takedown defense of Dominic Reyes, it was incredible because there was certain, in rounds 4 and 5, there was a couple of times Jones got him down, but Reyes just bounces back up and just has this uncanny ability to just scramble, break the grip and get back to his feet, get an underhook, get back to his feet, turn off the fence. It was unbelievable. It really was. It was just so incredible to watch for somebody that doesn't really have a wrestling background. He's just so strong, so athletic. He used to be a college footballer, if I'm not mistaken, so he has that athletic background, but the strength and just scrambling ability was just incredible. I think Dominic Reyes, because Dana is talking, Dana said he was open to an immediate rematch, which is interesting because we've never seen that happen before, unless you were a champion from another division. But if he gets an immediate rematch, I feel, well, there's 2 trains of thought. Number 1, Reyes could learn to pace himself. If he learns to pace himself a little better, doesn't get carried away and come out with a crazy pace in rounds 1, 2, 3, he could easily win that fight. Because when he had the cardio, he was all over Jones. When they were evenly matched at the start of every round, prior to him running out, Reyes was in the driving seat. Now, when he started getting tired, that's when Jones would take over. So if he fixes that problem, I'd see Reyes winning that fight. But here's the thing. Look at the rematches that John Jones has had. He had a rematch with Daniel Cormier. Very, very close fight first time. What does he do? Goes and knocks out DC cold. Has a super, super close fight with Alexander Gustafsson. Everybody says Gustafsson should have won that fight. What does he do the second time round? Chokes him out on the floor. Do you know what I mean? So you got to give Jones his credit. He's got a very, very good analytical mind. He's got excellent coaches around him, and he's able to formulate a game plan on a rematch and say, okay, here's what I did wrong the first time. The second time, he always fixes it. So whilst I do believe Reyes, with a little more experience, with a little more maturity on how to monitor his gas tank, could win the fight, Jones always wins the rematches in a big style. So I'm kind of contradicting my own argument a little bit.
That's going to wrap it up for the news. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to Full Mount MMA on YouTube. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to UFC Fight Night 167. In reference to Conor McGregor calling out Diego Sanchez, Mr. Boss says, I see stiffness in the elderweight division. Conor McGregor. The second one's from Joshua and it says, McGregor wants to fight a 40-year-old Sanchez. Great year so far. And the final one's from Barking Shark and it says, it was so satisfying to see Corey Anderson getting slept after talking so much shit and acting so entitled. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next video, be sure to drop a comment down below on this one.